Ravan, who used to ride the Pushpak Viman, was riding a donkey. The fruit of sinful action inevitably comes before you in one form or another. सियावर रामचंद्र की जय. In today's edition of Manas for Manush, we will go through the Sundarkand Doha number 10, Chaupai number 2, through which we will get to know what wretchedness Ravan faced in Trijata's dream. सपने बानर लंका जारी, जातु धान सेना सब मारी, खर आरूढ़ नगन दस सीसा, मुंडित सिर खंडित भुज बीसा. Trijata was no ordinary demoness. She was senior not only in age but also extraordinary in knowledge. There was depth in what she said, as well as the foresight. She may have been born into the race of demons, but her faith in the Lord, her judgment, and her moral integrity set her apart from the other demons. Everyone in Ashok Vatika knew this. That is why when Trijata spoke of her dream, everyone took it seriously and out of curiosity came to learn what had ultimately happened in it. To speak truthfully, it was not merely a dream, it was an intuition. For what Trijata saw could not have been just imagination or coincidence. Trijata says, सपने वानर लंका जारी, जातु धान सेना सब मारी, खर आरूढ़ नगन दस सीसा, मुंडित सिर खंडित भुज बीसा. In the dream, I saw that a Vanar had burned the entire Lanka. Ravana's entire army has been destroyed. Dashanan Ravana himself was naked, seated upon a donkey. His head was shaved and all 20 of his arms were severed. Now, this cannot be mere fantasy. Ravana's downfall or the destruction of the Rakshas army might still be conceivable, but how could anyone even imagine beforehand that Lanka would be burned by a Vanar? Surely, by the power of her wisdom and judgment, Trijata had received this intuition. From this dream, it was clear that a great calamity was about to befall Lanka, and not an ordinary calamity or challenge. It is one thing for a warrior to lose a battle, but this was Dashanan Ravan, whose fear pervaded the entire world, whose terror afflicted not only humans, but also Gandharvas, Yakshas, and even Devtas themselves, and for whom no conqueror could be seen in all the three worlds. Such a person's defeat was unimaginable till this time, and defeat alone is still defeat. Here, the humiliation and degradation Trijata described were such that the king who made the three worlds tremble was seen stripped of his royal dignity. Ravan, who used to ride the Pushpak Viman, was riding a donkey. Dashanan, the one who knew the direction of all the 10 quarters, stood with his head shaved. And Ravan, who could bend the direction of time with his arms, stood without arms at all. For any warrior, such a condition would be worse than death. According to Valmiki Ramayana, in Trijata's dream, Ravan was even being dragged across the ground by a woman. That demon who regarded women as objects of pleasure. That man who believed it to be a demon's right to forcibly subjugate any other man's wife. That king in whose realm women were subjected to ever new atrocities, seeing such a Ravan being dragged on the ground by a woman in the dream, appeared to be nothing but the consequences of his sinful deeds. According to Valmiki Ramayana, Sarga number 27, verse number 23, Trijata says, Vimanat pushpakat adya Ravanah patito bhuvi Krishyamanah striya drishto mundah krishnam barahapuna. In that dream, Ravan appeared fallen from the Pushpak Viman. I again saw that his head was shaved, he was wearing black garments, and he was being dragged along the ground by a woman. So what lessons do we learn from today's Chaupai? The fruit of sinful action inevitably comes before you in one form or another. Baba's Brahmagyan today is dedicated to the devotees of Hanuman. While Ravan was intoxicated with the arrogance that two ordinary youngsters could do him no harm, Trijata had already understood that to burn Ravana's golden Lanka, even the tail of a single Vanara would be enough. And this is indeed true, that to stop a mighty empire, a single sincere effort is sufficient, whether it is Ravana's Pushpak Viman or cars coming the wrong way that were stopped single-handedly by a man on a scooty. आने वाली पीढ़ी को जोड़ें अपने इतिहास से, देकर उनको महापुरुषों के जीवन की जानकारी। तो बोलो, मंगल भवन अमंगल हारी, द्रबहु सुदशरथ अजिर बिहारी।